Ooh, that's a lot. Okay, so Samoan pronunciation. What you see is what you get. First rule, these are all rules and principles of Samoan pronunciation. What you see is what you get. It's not like in English where we add extra letters for no reason and all of that. Everything in there has a purpose. If anything, we leave stuff out that probably should be in there. Okay. And I'll talk about that in a second. Sound out every single letter. It's there for a purpose. Every single letter is there for a purpose. So sound every single thing that you see out. All right. And this number 3 or this third bullet is an issue. Casual or informal writings often leave out accent marks. There's a taofi, which is this thing right here. Hopefully you guys can see the highlight between the A and the O, and or between both of these A's right here. These are called a taofi. There's other names for them as well. I guess the name isn't all that important, but it's basically a glottal stop. Okay, it kind of taofi. And actually, you might even see it. You might just see it taofi altogether. So some people pronounce it different. So, but consider this mark, you know, and like the one between the two A's, Fatma Mafa, as another letter. So you have to acknowledge it. Yes, you have to acknowledge it. Okay, there's no consecutive consonants. I'm not sure if I spelled that right, but you won't see like a P and a H together in the Samoan language. You won't see a S and a T or something like that. Two consecutive consonants. You're not going to see that. Not seeing the slides. Oh, you guys can't see the slides? Let me see. I don't. Okay, you got it. All right. Okay, and there's no silent letters. Again, if it's a letter up there, then it's there for a purpose, for you to sound it out and say what it is. So, for example, we have maua, maua. Okay. Okay, can you send me the email, please, Alessi? And then I'll get it. I'll get to it. All right. So there's maua. So again, we see the M, the A, the U, the A, maua, and then we have maua, right? So we see all of the letters are the same, but the only difference is we have this taofi right here, and the taofi is just. And we're gonna get to. Actually, we'll have like 15 minutes of just practicing and going over each one of these kind of examples. So maua, maua. Okay, so the difference is maua, and then there's maua. Okay, hopefully you can hear the difference in there, but it's the taofi that's making that breakup. It's breaking up the ma and the ua, maua. All right. Then we have olea, olea, and then we have olea, olea. Again, you can hear that. The taofi right there is breaking up the le and the a, the le and the a. All right. Now our vowels. All right. A, e, I, o, u. And if I think everybody's mic is muted, so just practice it. A, e, I, o, u. A, e, I, o, u. All right. So those are our vowels, and we're gonna get into actually a lot of examples in just a second. Again, the glottal stop is this mark right there. You might hear it called a taofi. There's other names for it as well. To me, the technicalities are not all that important. Taofi just means to stop, or to quit, depending on the context. So abruptly begins or ends a vowel. Okay, so you see like these two A's right here, ma'a, like a rock, or ba'a, like a ship, or there's a whole bunch, fa'a, fa'afitai. I think a lot of you guys probably heard fa'afitai, but that's what it does. It just comes and it makes a abrupt stop between one vowel and another, or it may start a vowel. And we'll see some examples of that. Fatmamafa is what do they call it in English? It's a macron. A macron. So it's this line that goes over the vowel. Okay. So I know a lot of you people, they'll be like, where are you from? Like, you know, you look different. What's wrong with, oh, you're Samoan? So that's just, but technically it's Samoa, Samoa. I'm from Samoa, Samoa. My family's from Samoa. So that's the difference. Samoa, Samoa. So instead of it being Samoa, we're gonna elongate whatever that Fatmamafa is over, it's gonna elongate that vowel. So instead of Samoa, it's Samoa, Samoa. Instead of Tama, it's Tama. Changes the word completely. All right, and we'll see some examples of that. Okay. Nothing's come through yet, so let's see if you're hearing. But let me know. All right, so now we're going to go through each one of the vowels. This is the only class where, because I mean, we have to get the pronunciation down. After this, we'll get into going back and forth and exchanging, which you guys get into practice, but we have to get the pronunciation down first. So a lot of times when you see two vowels back to back, just assume there's going to be a ta'ofi in between, whether you see one or not. A lot of times people won't even write these. They just, through context, people know what you're talking about. So if you see ah, ah. Now remember, our vowels are ah, e, I, o, u. Ah, e, I, o, u. So if we say ah, and then we say as in fa'a, fa'afitai, fa'amole mole, ba'a, ma'a. All right. So a lot of times, actually, I think pretty much every time there's two vowels back to back, there's going to be a taufi, in between, whether people write it out or not. Okay. A, e, a, e. We'll go faster after a couple of slides, but it's important to get these, down correctly. So a, e, I. So, okay, so now when you see them together, just kind of slur it together. I, Malay, 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 like a field, okay? Malay, I, 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 I. I know you hear this word all the time, fight, like to do or to say. This one definitely, I know everyone knows this one. I, and you see, we started here with our taufi, right? So it's abruptly starts. I, like to eat. I, ainga, family. So ainga. So we have to stretch out the a, ainga. So fi, ainga. All right. O, ow, ow. Remember, when they're back to back, you're just gonna slur them together. To foul, like to hang out. To foul. Ooh, ow, fa now, like the children, fa now, or to be born, fa now. Oh, and then a lot of you guys probably heard this one. Tama. Okay, we have our Fatma Mafa. I'm sorry. Yeah, Fatma Mafa right there. So we have to elongate our A. Instead of Tama, we put it over that last A, it's gonna be Tama. So Tama is gonna be boy, but Tama is father. You see, it changes the whole word. So it's very important that we say it correctly for people to understand. If we mean boy, tama, or do we mean father, tama, like tama idelani, like you wouldn't want to say the boy in the sky, like if you go to the church and you don't want to say the tama idelani, the boy in the sky. You're talking about the Father in the sky. Tamai lelangi. All right. Very important. Those Fatma Mafas are in what do you call it? The Taufi. All right. E, okay. Again, remember, A, E, I, O, U. A, E, I, O, U. All right, so A, Ea, like Leah, like this, Leah. Again, we have two vowels, so more than likely, like Fe, like the octopus, Fe. E, A, Lene, like this. That's another form of this. Okay, Lene. O, Eo, like the police. Leo. Okay. U, Eu, like teu, to hold. Palewila. All right. Again, this kind of slurs together. Now we have this is a very common one right here. So with the Fatma Mafa over it. So le, if you put this right here over before any action word or any verb, it's gonna make it not. So if I say like alu, because a lot of people know alu would like to go. If I say le alu, that means not go. If I say, what's the word that we just learned? I. If I say le I, well, that if you know, depending on how you say it, also means no. But if I say le I, then that would mean like not eat. Probably should use a different example, but again, if you put this before any action word, it's gonna negate or make it a negative action. Okay. But we have a whole lesson on that, so I won't spend any more time on that. E. So not I, not I. In Samoan, the I by itself is E. So E, A, Ia, Fia, Fia I, Fia Poto, Fia, whatever. Fia means to want. E, like a Ie lava lava, or Faingo Fie, Faingo Fie. Final fear. We haven't got to the consonants that we're gonna do that next. But if you're wondering why it's not Figo Fie, there's a reason for that, and we'll talk about that in a second. E. Again, we have two vowels back to back, so we're gonna separate it. E. So like right here. Io. Like purple, viole. Okay, we have a question. Is there only a taufi between two vowels that are the same, such as fa'a, Would you ever put a taufi between two vowels that are not the same letter? Yeah. Let me think. Ia, fish. Ia. Is that how I spell it correctly? So the question is it always between two vowels, like right here? No, it's not. Sometimes you might see something like this. Ia. There are several words like that, but I guess just to get right to the point. No, it's not always two of the same letters. It's going to be one letter. It's two vowels. As long as it's two vowels, and depending on the way it's pronounced, you'll see the glottal stop right there. Okay. Lea. Okay. Viole. Purple. Okay. Iu. Iu. Like liu, like to turn. Liu ilo angavale. Turn to your left, turn to your right. You'll hear words like that. There's a song Liliu Iletemi, like, turn to the time, it's like a church song. You guys probably heard that one. E, elongated with the macron over the top, the fa mafa. T, or key, all right? Like a key or cavale, the key to the car, okay? Oh, let me erase that. Let me move a little faster because I do need to make time for our activity. So, like a chicken, moa, moa. O, e, oe. And here's another example of the question that was asked. Doesn't even have to be a vowel before it. You can start a word with the taufi in the front. So it abruptly begins a word like oi, like you, oi. Alu oi, go, you go. All right. O e, oi, like ants, loi, oh. I'm sorry, oh. Then they're together, so so. What's the example we just used? Bingo so, like you always do this. Kaukala so, kaukala kiki so, like you always gossip. You continue to gossip. You continue to play bingo. So, or like you'll see it also referred to like followers or disciples. I think in the Bible, so means can mean that. Again, words can have multiple meanings even in Samoan. So so as in to continuously do something, or so like followers. And I'm sure there's probably other words as well. Will we have access to the slides after class? Yes. Exactly. Yes. So all of the slides I'll upload to that link that I put up here earlier, which is pasifikapages.net/Mato Zoom class. And then you just go to your password. You'll see all of the videos, and you'll see all of the slides as well. Okay. All right. And then as in fo, ta'avale fo, like new car. So fo means new. Fale fo, new house. Malo. All right. And then with the Fatma over it, it's like the plural version of go. So it just means go, or depending on I won't get into tense markers and stuff, but that's just like go. So instead of it's gonna be you have to hold it on for that extra note. I'm confused by the words that start with the tauf. Can you pronounce the difference between them that start with or without? Okay, sure, let's go. So like oi. So, and you know what? In conversation, a lot of times you don't really catch it. Like it's you might not catch it. But like for example, if I were to just to say like this, if I say oi, it's a little smoother than if I say oi, like alu oi, as opposed to what's the OE word? It'll take me forever to think of one. But oi. So oi versus oi, 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 oi. Again, it's a slight difference, but yes, the emphasis is on the beginning of the letter. Thank you much. It's on the beginning, and it's just kind of, yeah, okay, you hear it. It's it's kind of harsh, but when people are talking really fast, I mean, it's kind of hard to catch it. But when we're speaking, because since we're learning, we're going to be going slower, so it's important for us. And here, let's just go ahead and pronounce it out. So oi, oi. All right. So we got one more vowel, I think. The ooh. So we don't pronounce it you. It's going to be ooh, ah. ua, ua, like lua, kasi or tasi, lua as a number 2. All right, popole fua, fua, like you're worrying too much for nothing. Fua, u e, ue, ue. All right, pele ue, like a coat. All right, ui, like kui, like to give, or kui like a fork, or tui like a fork. Um, I have uncles named Kui or Tui. U o, u o, uo. This one has the Fatma Mafo over the U, so like a friend. Uo, uo, uo. Okay, so we're starting our first letter with that. So you have to, kind of make sure that you stress it out. Okay, and then again we have the double letters. Ku'u, or tu'u. Like to put it up somewhere. Okay, tu'u. All right, so those are our vowel. And then u with the as in like with friend, uo, or ba'u, ba'u. So this one has we have the taufi before the u, and then the u is actually also emphasized as well. So ba'u, like to fall, ba'u. All right. So, and again, those just take practice, and we're gonna do some of that. Gonna do some of that today. After we do our consonants. So with the consonants, a lot of people pronounce it like this, or I mean not pronounce it, but they'll sing it, or fa, nga, la, mo, nu, bi, sa, ti, vi, he, ka, ro. Or some people say he, ro. As long as you get the k, if you got the consonant right, then it's okay. Now sing it. Okay. Fa, nga, la, mo, nu, bi, sa, ti, vi, he, ka, ro. Or I'll do it the other way. Fa, nga, la, mo, nu, bi, sa, ti, vi, he, ke, ro. So it's just that's if that helps you remember it, just say it that way. But the main thing is to get the consonant part down. So as in fa. Now the G we talk about it down here, but we'll just go ahead and get into it. It's pronounced like a NG, NG, NG. Okay, like Tonga, Malo. So it's pronounced like an NG. You'll never hear, or I've never heard a G pronounced with someone like a G. It's always gonna be like a nga, nga. All right, so nga. All right, la, la. That's our L. The M, straightforward. Mo, m. Just get the M part. Nu. Now the N, and you see down here, we pronounce it. It's just like a n, like nu. But a lot of times you'll hear people pronounce it with G, like a G. So instead of nu, they'll say mu. All right. Like for example, nofo. Nofo means to sit, right? But you'll hear people say ngofo, ngofo lalo. You sit down. Or they'll just say nofo lalo. All right. Or mafana fana. Mafana fana means like warm, but you might hear people say mafanga fanga. Mafanga fanga. So ngofo, G style would be ngofo or mafanga fanga. But and people even spell it like that. Okay. That would be more so like a colloquial writing, I think, or kind of online writing. But just know the N can be pronounced like a G as well. So just be aware of that. B is kind of straightforward, but it's almost like instead of in English we would say P, but in Samoan it's like P. Like when I was growing up, people call me Pio, like Bill, right? But it's almost like there's like Pio. Hey Pio. They still call me that. So let me see. the T always a formal K. Okay, we'll get into that one. We'll get into that. Can't get the G sound right. Yeah, it just takes practice. So yeah, nga, 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 ngalue, ngaluenga. Yeah, it just takes some practice. Okay. Oh, okay, I gave you guys my childhood nickname. Okay, so straightforward. Sa. Okay. Now the T, someone just said that the T can also be pronounced as the K. Now, when I made a lesson about this online before, I said, well, because when I was growing up, a T is gonna be for formal speak. We only spoke like that at church, or like if you're speaking to somebody that is an elder that you got to show respect, then it was a T style, and the K was like informal. But then again, you have to remember it's kind of difficult to put out general rules when you're talking to the world, because they'll come in your comments and say, no, that's not true, and they're not lying. It's not, it might not be true, and they're part of the world. So when I grew up, T is going to be it was like formal talk. K is going to be informal. But you can look up Samoan videos from like back in the day, like black and white videos, and they're speaking straight K. It's all K style. So I don't say that T is formal and K is informal anymore, because they were doing like whole ceremonies all K style. So it just depends on where you live. Just know that a T can be said K style. So it can be T or it can be Ki. It can be either one. Just know, at least know that part. Okay. But yeah, I stopped saying one is formal, one is informal. V, straightforward. V. All right. He and Ka and Ro. These are kind of adopted letters. Like I think you'll see them in Tongan a lot. He, ke, Ro. And again, some people say ke, some people say ka. They learned it different. As long as you got as long as you get the consonant part, you're okay. And then I don't have the R. Like my mom's name is Malia, but it's spelled Maria, Maria. But in Samoan, a lot of times, the Samoans won't pronounce the R like road. They'll say with the L. So instead of Maria, they'll say Malia. So, and there's a lot of words like that. They're not coming to mind right now, but okay. So Motu said, but K can't be said as a T, right? So let me think of a word that actually starts with a K. You're right. So what Motu said is but K cannot be said as T. Man, what's the word that starts with K that I can't think of it. I'll come kava. Okay, yeah. So you won't say, yeah, kelismasi. You're not gonna say telisimasi. Thank you guys. Thank you. You saved the day. So instead of kava, like the drink from the root. We're not gonna say tava. We don't say it like that. Kelismasi. So we're not gonna say telisimasi. I've never heard that in my life. So if it's T, it can be said T or K. Okay, but if it's a K word, then the K is a K word, period. So, and then Daisy said, are these all like variation kinds of Americans speaking differently across the country, like a localized? That part I don't really know. Are these all like variations? Yeah, so again, if I could say something online right now and then and say, well, this is the law, it's like this, and then there'll be 1,000, a bunch of Samoans that'll be like, no, it's not like that. I mean, I've had people tell me that there's words that don't even exist. Like I'll say like there's a word fa'a o Sophia, which means to motivate. Well, a lot of people never heard of the word fa'a o Sophia. But again, like I'm coming up, like a, what do you call it? More like an old school kind of, learning or academic setting. So I would learn words like this where people don't use every day. So if I were to say this, half of the slang speaking I want to say, there's no such a word as a Fa'o Sophia. Where you get that from? But it's all in the books and stuff. And then the older people, like I learned that from my mom and from the older folks around me. So that's just be prepared for that kind of backlash. Some Samoan friends call me Kilomai instead of Tilomai. Okay, yeah, it could be T style or K style. All right, we technically have dialects. Yes, Samoans have dialects, just like any other language. So if you grew up in Sava'i or American Samoa, yes, exactly. Yeah, so people can tell if you grew up, if you're from independent Samoa or if you're from American Samoa, if you're from New Zealand or Australia, if you're from America, especially, I think we have a biggest difference. If you're from America, you grew up in, Carson or what's the place, St. George or something like that. People they know, but like any other language, we have our dialects. So great point. Great point. I didn't know you could do that on a comment. That's cool. Okay, so I at least wanted to get one activity. Okay, here we go. So let's practice this with yourself. Because what we're gonna do is we're gonna break into groups and then we're just gonna practice our pronunciation within your group. We'll probably do that for like 7 or 8 minutes. But before we go into there, and usually what I do in the other classes, like we broke down everything. We broke down the difference between lo'u and lo, lao, and lo, and all of that. We're gonna do that, but we're just gonna get into it right now, and then we'll explain everything later. And these are all kind of phrases that I think most people have heard already. So we're just gonna get right into it. So talo falava. All right, this is just an introduction. This means like hello, like what's up? How are you? Well, not how are you. I'm sorry. Talofa, talofalava. Hello. Okay. Olo uingoa o my name is, and then you say your name. So you can practice that silently to yourself. Olo uingoa o Williamu. My name is William. All right. Another way to say that, oh no, well now I'm gonna ask you what is your name. So I say Oilo Suafa. So this OI is actually like who. So this is another reason why a lot of people can't catch on to the language, because we're saying like who your name. So OI lo ingwa, what is your name? But I mean it's who is your name? But in Samoan translation, or when we translate it to English, it's what is your name? And this is the respectful way. Suafa is how you ask, like if maybe I don't know you and I want to be very respectful to you, I'll say suafa. So oilo suafa. What is your name? Okay. Or another way to say the same thing, it's a little less formal, is gonna say oilo ingoa. What is your name? So suafa and ingoa mean the same thing, but one is a respectful way and the other one is a common kind of way. All right. So, and you can just mouth these along while because you're about to get into a group, you're gonna say it to each other. So talofa. All right. Hello. Lo'u, 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 lo'u means my. Lo means your. Lo'u, my. Lo is your. Okay. Ingoa. 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 This is a perfect word. Someone said they were having trouble with the G's. This is a good word for that. And it's very, you're gonna probably say it all the time. Ingoa, name. Suafa. Suafa also means name, but it's the more respectful way to say it. All right. Oai. Oai means who. But when we're asking like, what's your name or who your name, then we say oai, oai, oai lo ingoa, oai lo suafa. Okay. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna break into groups and we're gonna do this part. So one person, for example, I'll say, I'll pick on Val because I don't look over here because I get nervous. So I just ask Val. So I say, Talo Falava. Let's say it's me, Val, Salesi, Daisy. We're all in a group. So then I say, you know, we get in our breakout group and I say, Talo Falava, Olo Uingo o Viliamu, o Ailo Suafa. And then Val would say, what you gonna say, Val? Or Salesi.
Olo no salesi. Did you hear that? Test.
Yep. Olo Gonzalez. All right. Awesome. And then the next person will just come in your group and just say Talofalava. And then Olo Ingo. So everybody just kind of introduce themselves. Okay. Then right from that, hopefully, let me see if anyone has any questions on that first. I can't see the slides on the screen. Oh, can everyone see the slides going up and down?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll try to figure out what's going on with yours, Val. All right, so after that, we're gonna go right into just you guys just divide up the words, right? So it's probably gonna be there's 45 people in here. It might be like 4 or 5 people per group. So after you guys introduce yourselves, everybody just maybe take like 5 words and just pronounce the word. And don't feel shame about it. Nobody is in here gonna shame or anything like that. So you just pronounce it out. Faleoloa. 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 Faleaunga. Faleaunga. So just pick a few words after you introduce yourself. Talofa, talofalava, olo ingo o viliamu, oailo suafa, oailo ingoa. Okay. And then just go into after everyone's introduced themselves, just take go back around again and just pronounce the words. Okay. And that might be all we have time for because we want to actually get into saying it in phrases. But if we get to this part, it's okay. Someone has a question. Oh, Val, you might want to check your view setting. Okay. Thanks, Ashley. I don't know how to, it's in the top right corner of your screen. So you have to check your view setting. Thank you for that. All right. If anyone can't see, you might want to check your view settings. Okay, so I'm gonna break you guys out into groups. And then we'll come back together at 55 after the hour or 56 after the hour. I see some people jetting out now, but it's okay. So it's all right. So I'm gonna make the rooms. It's gonna be like 4 to 5 people in per room, and yeah. So do that. We'll come back together in at 56 after the hour. If you or you can just hang out here, but the rooms are open. You can just join, whichever one you want. Yes, or you can just wait. You can wait out here. Then when we'll come back together and review. We're actually done. But our subject phrase begins with an O. Okay, and we're gonna pick up here on Thursday. So our subject phrase. So no, we wouldn't just say "tama'itai." We would say like the woman or the lady. We would say "ole tama'itai." Okay, Lika is a name. So I wouldn't just say, well, you can, but we would say like, oh, who did that? I say, oh, Lika. Lika did it. Oh, Lika. Or like my business. O la'u pinisnisi. So this is a subject phrase format, and we'll get into that. Don't worry about not knowing it right now. The main thing to know if you can remember is how to pronounce our words. So I'm gonna upload this slide, the whole presentation. We went over. If you have any questions, feel free to hang around. And yeah, don't get lost. I'm here, and just here to help. And Manuel Po, Manuel Aso. I know some of you guys are from Samoa and New Zealand, so
Pafatay.
malo, Fatai Lava,
Paftay.
Fatai, Pastor Fort, Pastor Fort.
I had a question after when everybody
Sure.
was off.
All right. Yeah, you can go ahead. I think most people are leaving out.
So I noticed when you say father,
Mhm.
is it Tama or is it Tama? Because I heard you kind of say it with like it almost sounded like you had a macron over both the A's. Can you say it for me so I can hear it?
Oh yeah, Tama. So
Tama?
both ways that you said it, you will hear people say it either way. You'll hear like Tama, or you'll hear Tama. You'll hear both ways. I always see it spelled like this, like Tama, Tama. And I hear it pronounced this way a lot, Tama. But I can't think of another word that's pronounced closely where like where you would be confused in context. So but the closest one would be like Tama.
Somewhere.
This is always gonna be like, you're gonna cut that right at the end. So Tama, as
No, I
opposed
think
to
it just threw me off your pronunciation because I usually what I've been learning is the same approach as you, but it's kind of more Tama. That I thought that's how it was supposed to be, but that's kind of kind of cool to hear it in a different way.
Yeah. I hear it both ways, and you probably hear Tama, or you might hear Tama. So but more than likely, like I guess, to be honest, here I would hear like Tama, like Tama except Tama. But
right.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
I don't want to over explain. Malo Stella. Any other questions?
I have one more then, if no one has one, really quick, just to
Sure.
emphasize what you were talking about earlier.
Mhm.
The glottal stop at the beginning, or the taufi at the beginning, it's
Mhm.
almost sometimes in normal speech, you're saying that we probably will get used to not even noticing it. It's more for grammar and on the books kind of deal.
Right, yeah, because when people are speaking in conversation, yeah, it goes so fast, like you won't really notice it. So if you already know the language, then in context what they're talking about. But sometimes people will pronounce it all the way out, other times they won't. I mean, it's just like in English, where some people, like even myself, like I'll speak so fast that someone will say like, oh, I know you're from California, or you're from from here, from there, because you don't I'm not pronouncing things out the way that everyone pronounces them. But I guess, long story short, when people are just speaking, a lot of these rules go out the door because they just kind of pronounce it or slur things together. They might say, well, no, not this word too, like but some people might say, instead of uwo, they might say olonga wo. Oh no, I guess that's still like a pronounced. I'm trying to think of one where, okay, oi. Like ayaoi. Well, it's technically, it should be like ayaoi, oi, like a harder beginning than that, because we have the taufi right there. But people might say, yeah, ayaoi, like it's just kind of. But again, if you don't know what you're,
Yeah, it confuses me when you're trying to read about it, but like when you're saying and you, it almost sounds like it's not there. You know what I mean?
right? Yeah. So
So
yeah, but like if we were having this conversation with people that speak Samoan like fluently, they'd be like, yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying either way, it doesn't matter. But for us, it's, it's better for us to make that distinction. And then if you want to slur it and speak like everybody else, a week after class, that's fine, but malo, Petra. But it's better, it's better for us to learn the distinction instead of, but yeah, in actuality, when people are speaking, they might just go right through it and you won't, no one really notices,
All right. Thank you. So
So,
Well, I had a question. This is
sure.
Hoffa. When
Hi,
you
Alba.
put this out into the rooms, and so for me, because I get really nervous about speaking in front of anyone,
I understand.
it would be easier for me to see the slide so that I can read it properly, and then it sinks in
Right.
with me more.
Yeah,
But how
that was
could
my
we do
fault.
that?
No,
We were
that was my
trying,
fault. Yeah, that was
oh,
my fault. Other people said the same thing. I thought you guys were looking at the slide. That wasn't the case. So some people screenshotted it. So that was my fault. I'm glad, this happened on the first day. So next time I could figure out how to keep it up there. So it was up on my side. I could see it. But so I thought you guys were looking at it. So, but
I
that,
can probably help you out with that really quick. If you look at the setting in the right-hand window where you're messing
okay.
with the shared screen option in the corner, if you press it a few times, it might be your face in the corner with the slides. Then it might be, if you press another option, it might be just your face on there and you don't see the slides. So I think some of their settings were set different because when I clicked it, when I first got in the window, it was only your face with no slides in the back. And then I clicked it again and it opened up to a different option. So maybe when you go to the how to show the grid video of the participants in there. Does that make
Okay.
sense? Like in the right-hand corner up here, there's a screen where we're seeing
Oh,
everybody. And if you click the one that has a square within a right square in the right-hand corner right there, it gives you different options. And what I think is their settings were on something different than everyone else's because I saw the slides the entire time,
oh,
but it's because
okay.
I think
You
it's
saw
that
the slides during the breakout session too?
yeah, no, that's the only time we didn't see it. We had to like take screenshots of that before.
Okay, yeah, I think that's what everybody was asking about. During the breakout, which is where the time I wanted everybody to see the slide, nobody could see it. So I have to try to figure out where people can see the slides. So what were you guys able to see during the breakout room?
We had
each other.
we had to go to the
Oh,
website and try to pull it from something, but it was kind of based off of memory from the
oh
previous.
wow.
It wasn't enough time to kind of go in there and look at it.
Okay,
What
yes,
I
so
I'm
okay, go
sorry.
ahead.
What I did was I'm monitoring on my iPhone the group chat, and then on my desktop I went to the Pacifica Pages website, and I'm looking at your January class layouts,
Oh,
which is basically the same. So I'm just following from that and kind of looking at what you're
okay.
doing and what you're saying and kind of corresponding.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
that's great, but you guys shouldn't have to do all of that. I need to figure out why. I need to figure out a way for you guys to see it during class, which is what I thought you guys were doing. So, I just have to figure out what I'm doing here. I haven't done breakouts in a while because nobody wanted to do them. So, but it seems like everybody, like not too many people left that when we started the breakout class. So,
I enjoyed it. I thought that really helped this time.
okay, great. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, the first few classes, like and the whole class would leave. There might be like a couple. Oh, awesome. I'm glad you guys like it. Yeah.
Quick question.
Uh-huh.
So from now until the next class, what do you suggest we like either study or how do we come prepared for the next
Oh,
lesson?
awesome. That's a great question. So the next one, mainly if you know how to do their pronunciation, that's great. Every single time what we're gonna do, we're gonna do our introductions. Talofa, talofalava, olo ingo, I'll say you say your name and then you ask somebody else what their name is. So basically we're gonna introduce everyone first in our group. And then after that, we're gonna get into our activity. So this week we're just, if you know how to pronounce the words, you're in great shape for today, even for Thursday. So for the next class that's coming up, paso fuwa, malo, malo. For the next class, we're gonna learn how to speak in the phrases. So instead of just saying tama'itai, instead of just saying that, we're gonna learn this slide. So I'm gonna upload this slide. It might not be tonight. It's probably gonna be in the morning because it's late over here. So instead of just saying tama'itai, like lady or woman, we're gonna say the woman, ole tama'itai. Instead of just saying, if someone says, they're asking me like, what's your name? And I say, Oviliamu. Instead of me just saying Viliamu, I'm going to say Oviliamu. So this here is how we kind of say things in full subject phrase in Samoan. We don't really do this in English, so it throws a lot of people off. So, and like right there. So we start with our O, and then we have our limiter, and then we have the noun that we're trying to learn, business or binisnisi. Okay, so if just to come prepared, as long as you know how to pronounce this one right here, you're in great shape. So what we're gonna learn on Thursday is this format, this phrase format that we do in Samoan. We don't do this in English at all. And then so instead of just saying tama'itai, we're gonna say ole tama'itai. If we take this, the le kind of means like the, so we're saying the woman, right? With a singular woman. If we take this away, then it's just women or ladies. So what that le does is make that it makes it one woman, right? Or one lady. But if you take the le away, now it's ladies. It's multiple ladies. So otama'itai. So what we're learning about on Thursday, it just, if you want to get a jump, is these words that come before the noun. It tells us how many, it tells us if it's a specific lady, if it's my lady, or la utama'itai, or lao, your. So we're gonna talk about, what does la'u mean? Lao, what is lao? Lana, se, ni, isi, lene, lena, ne, and na. So we're gonna talk about these, and there's some other things as well. I probably over explained, but as long as you know how to pronounce the nouns, then you're great. Pronunciation. If you can do the pronunciation, you're great.
And then Vili, I gave you the instructions, the ones that I found were the easiest instructions to follow for
Mhm.
sharing the slides in the breakout rooms.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, you sent it to me?
Yeah, it's in
Okay.
the chat.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, all right. Let me. I'm gonna keep this on my thing. Okay, great. I got that up there. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Aftai lava.
Tay lava whaionga.
Malo, malo.
So
Aftai.
for
Paso fua. Manuele po.
Manuele po.
See you guys
Manuele
Thursday.
po.
Here, Manuel Pope.
Manuele po.
I had a quick question.
Sure.
Okay. When do you know when to use face for and just fa?
Oh, it's just it's kind of like if I would say
Goodbye.
Yeah, so let me write it all up here, because I mean it's kind of just like changing things up. So in English we would say I say see like bye, all right then, see you later. It's just kind of like, for some reason we don't want to say the exact same thing, so we just change it up. So it really doesn't matter. So I could say tofa, and then somebody else might come back and say yeah tofa or tofa, and then someone will, it's almost like nobody knows how to just finish off the goodbye and walk away. Then the next person say yeah tofa se fua, or they'll say fa se fua, either one. And then somebody might say, well, that's getting into other things. So I guess we'll keep it at that. But it's really just whatever you want to say. So they all mean the same thing. So fa, bye. And then this is we haven't we haven't got into tense markers yet, but that's really what that is. Yeah, tofa. And then the other person says tofa soy fua. So it's I don't know what that is about human interaction, but it's almost like you want to try to variate or put a variation on things that everybody's already saying. I don't really have a good explanation for that. But does that make sense? what I said?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
So if
Yeah,
we're meaning you'll see him later, bye, I'll see you later.
Oh well, so Fua is more like very well, or it's kind of like I guess in that context is this kind of puts an emphasis on
Kind of like until we meet again kind of thing.
mm, mm, yeah, I guess you could take it that way, like Tofa so Fua, like goodbye. It's more like goodbye, be well. Because if you were to say soifua by itself, it just kind of means like be well, which is something else that we don't really do. We don't really say in Samoa, say in English, like yeah, baptai tofa soifua, like bye, farewell. Farewell is another way to translate it. Until we see each other again would be like toi feilawai, like feilawai is like to meet, and then toi. TOE, like toe, pronounced in English, but toy or koi Felawai is to meet again or until we meet again. So, but if we're just saying soifua just means like be well. And if I say tofa soifua, like bye, be well. So, or like Matt said, farewell, all of those, in context, it's variations to it, but that's all it is. It's just kind of like another way to say, you just add something to the tofa, to say goodbye, be well.
Okay, thank you.
Wado.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Hey, I wasn't able to join until 7:58, so I missed.
Oh, sorry about that.
No. It's been a day. But I just wanted to ask, how can I catch up? How can I go over what you guys went over so that way I can be more prepared for next week?
Oh, sure. So really, the main thing is that and I'm gonna upload these slides.
Okay.
We'll come back to this one. So this is the main one right here, and then the pronunciation. So all of these right here are just variables of pronunciation. So the first part is we do need to know these sounds. So a, e, o, u. These are how we pronounce our vowels, right? So if you got that, you're doing great. A, e, o, u, right?
All right.
Then if you see these glottal stops, now what we're saying in class is that a lot of times people they don't write them because if everyone in the room knows how to speak Samoan, they don't even write them down because they know in context what's being said. So they might just put MAA. They'll leave this out because most people know if you see two vowels together, it's going to be pronounced. It's not going to be ma. It's going to be ma. So people just automatically know there's a taufi right there, and a taufi is just a glottal stop. So if you know that, if you see this, make sure that you stop whatever vowel abruptly and then start the next one abruptly, kind of. So instead of ma, it's going to be ma'a. Okay, instead of or you could start a word like that, and I'll talk about one further down. This right here is the fatma, and it just stresses the vowel. Okay, so instead of Samoa, hey, you from Samoa? It's gonna be Samoa. Yep, yo. you know, I'm from Samoa, Samoa. So that's what that is. All it does is just stresses it out like it's as if it were two A's together. But you know, A times two or three. I'm from Samoa. Okay. So if you know that, if you know to observe your taufi, you know how to observe your fa'amafa, you're doing good. And then so all we did after that is we just went through and we pronounced the vowels. So so right? But then when you come to you know, two different vowels, e, e is they kind of slur together. So I. Okay, if we broke it apart, it's gonna be but slur together, as in Malay, Malay. All right, and we did this with all of the vowels. So if you're good, well, you know, if you know I, O, okay, then when you put them together, I, 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 O, ow, ow. All right, so it's just a matter of kind of putting them together. You marry the letters together. So Malay, Phi. Now this one right here, we see the Taofi. We're gonna make sure that we observe it like it's its own letter. So instead of I, and we talked about this in class, like people speak so fast, you might not even hear this. So someone might say yeah, someone might say it like that. But more than likely, you probably, you know, people will observe the taufi, you know, say pi. Okay, so there's a difference. And then like if it starts off with something like that, then we have to make sure that we instead of it's gonna be ainga. Again, to a lot of people, you know, they can't hear the difference, but hopefully after this week, everyone can kind of hear the difference between I and I. Okay. So just practice observing these markings, and you know, when it's coupled with a letter, or if it starts a word, or if it's in the middle of a word like fa'a, if it starts a word like I, or like ainga, okay. And then if there's nothing in between them, you just kind of go through and slur them together. To foul, fa now, okay. Tam, tama, or tama. All right. Ea, lea, pe, lenei, leo, teu, faleuila. So it just takes practice. Like, so I'll put the definitions up there, and just read as many words as you can and pronounce them all the way out. You'll be in good shape with those. And then the next main point was the consonants. So fa, nga. I'll come back. I'll just read them all out. Fa, nga, la, mo, nu, pi, sa, ti, pi, he, ka, ro. Or some people say ke, ro. Either way. Okay. The main thing is the consonant. The F is f. It's just like in English. Now the G's never pronounced ga. It'll never be pronounced like that in Samoan. I never heard that before. It's always going to be ng, nga, like Tonga, the country, the nation of Tonga, nga, ngaluenga, ngalue. Okay, always ng. So la, it's pretty straightforward, just like English. La, m, mo, and nu. Now here's another one that's a variable. It might be, some people will pronounce the ends like a G. So instead of new, they'll say ngu. Instead of like this word right here, nofo, they'll pronounce it ngofo, ngofo. So if it's spelled like this, it can be pronounced with a G. And some people do it. I don't know why, they just do. Mafanafana. Some people might say mafanafanga. I don't know why, they just do. So mafanafanga. P, pretty straightforward. It's a little short, it's kind of cut short. Instead of like P, it's like P, P. Sa, S, pretty straightforward. Now the T, a lot of people ask questions about this. T can be T, or it could be K. So T words can be pronounced as a T, or it could be pronounced as a K. So T or K. So it could be T or Ki, either one. Then there's V, pretty straightforward. V, He. Yeah, these are not really Samoan letters, H and R. But you know, He, and then Ka, and then Ro. Now the R's, if you see R's are often pronounced like a L. So like I said in class, my mom's name is Maria, but nobody says Maria. Everybody say Maria, Maria, Maria with like a L, like it's pronounced like a L, Maria. Okay, so if you're good with your consonants and if you can read, not read them, but pronounce them through, then you're in good shape. So today was mainly about pronunciation. And then we did a breakout activity, which I didn't do correctly and that's what we were talking about when you got in here, is that they couldn't see the vowel, not the vowels. They couldn't really see the definitions. But I think everybody got this part. So like talofa. So everyone kind of got in a group and they say, yeah, talofa, or talofalava, and like hello. And then you're supposed to say your name, or Danny. My name is Danny. And then you ask the next person, Oilo Suafa, what's your name? Suafa means name, but Ingoa also means name, but it's a more common way to say it. So you could either say Olo Ingoa o Danny, Oilo Suafa, or you could say Oilo Ingoa, right? So, and then these are the, like the word key, in case you get lost. And this right here, I just want to point this out. It says who, but it's just the way that it's said in Samoan. So, Oilo Suafa, like who your name, right? And what I said in class was like, this is one reason why a lot of people, English speakers, get lost, because no one says who your name. We say, what is your name? So, but you're more than likely not going to hear people say like ole, or how would we say that? Olealo suafa. Yeah, you probably were not going to hear that. So olea means what? But in Samoan, when you ask, what's your name? We say who your name? Or oilo suafa, oilo ingoa. So I wanted, if you can get this down, and again, I'm going to upload this presentation, and you can practice this slide right here. All right, and then here's our definition. So with the definitions, just read the definitions through and just kind of pronounce the words out. Fale oloa, fale aonga, fale, taine, tama, tama, tina, tamaloa, pafine, tamaitai. If you could pronounce those out. Moenga, ainga. This actually should have the Fatma over it. Ainga, Benisnisi, and all of that. So if you can pronounce the words, you're great. That's really all we were getting to today anyway. And then the rest of it was just kind of like preparing, for next class, if you just wanted to get a jump, is the subject phrase. Which, yeah, these are just kind of like the how we would phrase it in Samoan, and that's most of what we're going to talk about on Thursday. I'm not sure if I answered your question or not.
Oh man, wonderful. Thank you for your time, man. I appreciate it.
Awesome.
Pafatai lava.
Malo, malo. Eleafaina. Any other questions? See.
I just had a quick question. I purchased
Sure.
the game, and so I was
Uh-huh.
wondering, like, is it possible to figure out how to actually follow the instructions? Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
understand, but I'm trying to figure it out so I can be more proactive with it.
Right, yeah. So there should be rules on the thing, but the site is so messed up. I don't think anybody could. It's really hard to navigate it. But so it's based off of sentence structure. So what we're learning right now is the subject phrase. So and I don't have any here in front of me. Actually, they're over there. But so for right now, and I think this would be a great way to learn it. If you were to take your cards and just look for the nouns, okay, the nouns, and pronounce the nouns this week. So and they're color coded. I forgot what the nouns are on there. I could go over there and grab them, but so just words like you know, people, place, things as people, places, things, and ideas. So grab those on Thursday.
Uh-huh.
You're gonna need an O. So like right here, there's gonna be a card for this, and then you'll probably see nouns like that. Tamai tai, lady. You won't see this because this is a proper noun. This is somebody's name. Pinisnisi, business. You'll see fale is house. You'll see car, ta'vale. You'll see you know, vai, water. Just a bunch of nouns. So what you're gonna do is you would lay out your O. That's probably hard to see. Let me go to my whiteboard. Okay. So you have just for this week. So you have your noun card. This would be like your nouns, or you know, we'll call it subject. And then there's gonna be another set of cards. It's gonna be like le, se. I would pull all of these out just to, you know, practice for this week. Le, se, ni. You might see isi. You might see like lene, lena. These are all words that's gonna it's gonna limit the noun. So these are called limiters. And this is the technical part I think people kind of were tired of. So I'm trying to do a different approach. So any noun that you want, and then the first card you'll see like a O. Okay, we don't do this in English. So if we were to say o, le, and then your noun is ta'vale. Ta'vale. All right. So this means car. Okay, so that's what this is. One card means car. Le means the. Okay, it makes it a singular car. So the car. And in Samoan, this O just kind of means like it is. It is the car. In translation to English, we could say it is the car, or we could say just the car. So, but it's a singular and specific car. So if I don't know how many cars you have, but let's just say you have a Maserati out in the front, and then and that's your only car, you can say, yeah, you can use the car, and it's understood between you and I that it's only the Maserati. You only have the Maserati out there. So yeah, the car. You know, a tree fell on the car, or you know, so and if you're just saying the car, you would say ole ta'vale. So this would be three cards. One card, the O, and then you would have your limiter, which I think they're yellow. So you would have the O, then you would have your limiter cards, and then you would have the card. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make I'll make a specific video this week. Actually, probably tomorrow I'll make a video with the cards, like how to use the cards for corresponding to this lesson right here that we're talking about for today and on Thursday. And then I guess each week you can just kind of build on each one if you wanted to do it that way.
That would be
I do-
awesome. So, sorry, go
Okay.
ahead.
Oh no, I need something to make a video about anyway, so that's a great one. Because people have been asking me, like, you know, since I switched over from Mato to Pacifica pages, people are like really finding a hard time,
Yeah, I went
following
through
the
it.
instructions.
I
Yeah.
and it was easy to understand on the box. It was just that I just needed a little bit more follow-up to the
Okay.
instructions, which is fine, and that's just because I'm so new. So then like with
Right.
the O, that's your present tense and it's singular, and your limiter cards are like your conjunctions in English, and if the but kind of thing, right?
Well, so it wouldn't be like conjunctions, those, so but those are like connecting one sentence to another, but, and so that would be something different. The limiter is just like, okay, so this right here, if we were to just say, this might make it a little more clear. If we were to just say o ta'avale, what we're saying here is the cars. This is multiple cars, okay? But if we wanted to limit it to one car, we would say o le ta'avale. Okay,
Okay,
so
that makes more sense.
now we have one specific car. It's a specific car. If I just wanted to say a car, I need a car. Then our limiter now is going to be se. It's going to be, so this is a non-specific car because you have several cars out there. Oseka Avale, I just need a car. Oseka Avale, Oseta Avale, a car. Or I saw a car drive down the street. I don't know what kind of car. Wasn't mine, wasn't yours. Oseta Avale. If we're talking about a specific car, then I say ole ta'avale. And in context, it's understood. I know we're talking about your Maserati or whatever. It's understood. Ole ta'avale. This is specific. Okay. But if there's no limiter, then there's plural because there's nothing here limiting it, making it singular or anything. So might be better if I type it out. So if I say o ta'avale, this is cars. It can also be translated as the cars. If I say ole ta'avale, then this is going to be the car. Or it could also be translated as it is the cars. I'm sorry, it is the car. That's because it's a singular. But it's specific. Ole ta'avale, the specific car. If I say ose ta'avale, then I'm saying a car. Okay. It is a car. I don't know whose car it is. It is a car. Okay. So and a lot of American speaking Samoans confuse people because we was, not we, but they would say something like ta'avales. Plurality is not, we don't do that in Samoan. Samoan language don't do that. Plurality comes from, or if it's whether something is plural or singular comes from the word before it. Okay, so if there's no limiter, then it's plural. It's specific in plural. So otavale, cars or the cars. Now, if we put a singular limiter in front, we'll say the car. Okay. The O kind of is like it is, it is a car. But in translation, we don't always say like it is, but in Samoan, we put that O there. So it is the car, the car. Ose ta'avale or ose ka'avale. It is a car. Okay. We could also say oni ta'avale. We could say, so that's kind of like some cars. Okay. Someone says, okay, Mickey said, do you think it might be able to drop the slide right before class so we can follow. Okay, yeah, so yeah, as soon as we get off, I'll put the I'll go ahead and put the slide up for this class. So it'll be, well, it might take like 20 or 30 minutes for me to get it up there. But yeah, I'll get the slide up there after class. Okay. Yep. So I don't know, hopefully that made sense, but this is all of this is what we're gonna get into on Thursday. We're gonna talk about all of that on Thursday.
So this was super helpful and I would love to like follow along with the game and practice more like with whatever you post, but also because the game is going to help me like reinforce. But the way that you just explained the O and the limiters
Mhm.
and how it's plural, that makes more sense to me now. I feel like I could actually follow the two things that you told me to focus on for this week's upcoming class.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, yeah, so that's we're gonna get into all detail on that, and then Lene, like this, that, these, and those. So if I were to say or Lene Ta'avale, this car, that car. So if you hear what I'm saying, like we're identifying the car and we're saying, is it my car? Is it your car? Is it this car? Is it that car? Is it her car? So those are all limiters. We're limiting that noun to something specific. So yeah, that's what we're gonna get to Thursday. And I will make videos, I think actually every week of corresponding with the card so that I'll have it on the website for people that want to get it, and then for you, if that helps. So thank you for that suggestion. I appreciate it. Malo. After I love her. Awesome. Any other questions? Awesome. Well, if you guys have any, feel free to email me. Remember, email is better. Matonganga. Because it's really hard for me to get my matonganga@gmail.com. It's hard for me. I don't always get my social media messages. But if there's no other questions, I'll see you guys on Thursday. Outside Telelava, Manuel Po, Manuel, or I think all the people from the other side of the world are gone. So Manuel Po, I'll see you guys on Thursday. Awesome.
All right. Hey,
go ahead.
sorry, I joined on late, but is this one, you're gonna post the video again?
Yep. This video, am I still recording? Let me see. Oh
It
yeah,
says
I'm
record in
actually
the corner.
okay. Yeah, I'm recording now. So this is gonna go online first thing in the morning. I might even be able to get it up tonight. I think I will get it up tonight. So I'll post this along with the slides, and it's you can find it if you got the email, it says like pacificapages.net/Mato Zoom classes or something like that.
Yeah.
And then you put the password, and so all of the information for each week will be up there for our classes, as well as the classes before. The classes before are going to go more into detail about each and everything. But in here, we don't go into much detail in lecture. We're doing it in activity. So if you don't get it through the activity, you can always look through those other videos, or just email me and we can, I always try to find time to talk
Okay.
about it.
I was just I saw the previous ones, but I was just checking because I was late. So all right, that was it, man. Thank you.
Okay, Mahalo.
And I got one quick question too.
Sure.
I don't know, you probably never have to use it anyway, but I was wondering if you know how accurate Google Translate is when it comes to translating Samoan, because sometimes I'll type stuff up on there and I'm not sure if that's the right way to say it.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. So Google is good for the longer you ask, like if you want to, the longer the sentence goes, the more incorrect it's going to get. So but
Gotcha.
if you're just asking for a word, then it's usually accurate with just a singular word. But sometimes it'll take the word if you don't ask it in the right context, or even if you ask it in the right context, it'll miss it. So I guess they don't have enough people inputting or someone speakers to help them with it. But don't rely on Google all the time. After the 8 weeks, you should be able to look at it like, oh, they got that wrong. That's not right. So you'll be better than Google after the 8 weeks.
Right on, brother. All right.
Mahalo.
Thank you, man. Have a blessed night. Thank you.
So for you too. Someone said that the link is that way. Okay, I'm gonna check that link. Yeah, the site that I have is really bad, so I'm gonna fix that. Yeah, it's a sucky site. Listen, every day I have to refresh it in order to make to make it work correctly. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. I'm gonna go and try to fix the site right now before you guys get off. Settings. Oh, here we go. Should be good in a second. And it's slow. So the site is slow and it's and the only reason I went to Pacifica page is because I had all of these I had Fijian people, Fijian speaking people, and Tongan and all of these other Pacifica. They were like, can you basically form a conglomerate of people that speak all of our languages so that we can learn it this way, like sentence structure style. So I did that, and people that said that they were going to help actually didn't help. So I did it for nothing. So far, hopefully people will join on. Okay, so now it should work. I think I fixed it. So Malo, Wayne. So yeah, if you want to check it now, the site should be good for a few hours. I have to do it every few hours, it seems like. All right. Any other questions here? Oh, okay. Yeah, it should work now. Hopefully it works. I don't know. I'm just gonna revamp the whole site. It looks like I think I'm gonna have to do that. And then all of the groups should work, and I don't know though. We'll see. Okay, good. Okay. So yeah, that's all I have to I have to like refresh it, clear the cache, and then restart it all every single time. So any other questions? All right, well okay, yep. All right. I'll see you guys on Thursday. If you got any questions, just send me an email and I'll get right back to you as soon as I can. Awesome. For what? Well,